pockets when you can have a fancy Victorian tool belt with all your essentials on hand. And I'll make a second one, but super cute. Last time I was at Le Louvre, I saw these gorgeous 18th century things on display. So pretty, so shiny, precious. They were not simple jewelry, they were chatelaine, a very interesting historical object that is sort of a keychain, belt pouch, tool belt thing, but obviously very fancy. Bonjour! I am Ariel, your friendly French crafter. Oui, 2 secondes. It's lunchtime. Dis bonjour. How am I supposed to get anything done here? So on my last trip to Paris, I was looking around at the flea market and I found these very cool things for only a few euros. I think like 10 for all of them. Look at this! And as a historical costuming enthusiast, I know exactly what to do with them. But do you know what is a chatelaine? A chatelaine is a decorative belt hook or clasp worn at the waist with a series of chains suspended from it. Each chain is mounted with useful household appendage, a very elegant Swiss army knife. The name chatelaine derives from the French word chatelaine. I know I said it the same. Which means the mistress of the chateau. She has the keys. I think this is a very, very cool object and I'm very interested in recreate one for myself. But also I would love to make a fantasy one for the events that I'm going to. We'll see what we can do about that. Let's get to work. Please notice that I'm coordinating my beverage container to my project. I have gathered some trinkets. So we have those that I found in Paris. I also have these gifted by my stepmother. This is probably a holder for pins or maybe pills. This took me a while, but I think this is for a pencil. It's only moving a little bit here, maybe it's stuck. And maybe inside you can put a graphite stick. I also have this thimble, which is very cute, but also it has holes. Probably somebody had a very uncomfortable accident. I also have my great-great-grandfather pocket watch, but the mechanism is broken and it was actually removed. So this is just the shell, there's only like the pin here. And a few cheap jewelry trinkets, this thing that opens. I think we can make something pretty cool with all of this. My first step might be to clean these up because I don't know where they've been and maybe I can make them very shiny. So I actually bought silver cleaning product. Not exactly sure what they are made of, but the product says silver, chrome, steel, inox, aluminum and tin. So it should be fine.
À l'occasion, je vous mettrai un petit coup de polish.
I can see now why you would have the servants polishing the silverware constantly. That takes so long! La prochaine fois, je vous mettrai un petit coup de polish. So you all know I love stories filled with mystery and beautiful details now. And that's why I've been playing June's Journey, today's sponsor. It's a hidden object game set in the glamorous 1920s where you follow June Parker, a clever and skilled woman, as she unravels her family's secrets, one mystery at a time. Every scene is like stepping into a vintage painting, full of clues, waiting to be discovered. And this October is very special because June's Journey is turning 8 years old. It's their big spooky-versary, and the entire month is packed with Halloween surprises. There is an exclusive in-game event when you can unlock rare decoration and bonuses, plus a gorgeous Halloween theme set so you can transform your island into a haunted gothic fantasy. The more you play, the more resources you earn to make your island uniquely yours. There is a community challenge where you help June solve the mystery that was left 100 years ago. You can even follow along with a special video series on June's Journey YouTube channel for a chance to win exclusive rewards. So to celebrate the October season, you can download June's Journey for PC and mobile for free using the link in the description. Or just scan the QR code on screen and join the Spookyversary fun today. Have fun playing the game, and thank you to June's Journey for supporting my channel. Now I have to go back to work. J'ai fait une blague. Look at my shiny trinkets. Now we need to assemble them together somehow. I don't have exactly the main brooch clasp thing to attach everything, but I do hoard a lot of things, so I'm sure I can find something. Bling d'hiver. Costume closet. That was 1 hour of scavenging, but I think I have enough. Ooh, chains! So according to my aesthetic research, which consisted into gathering any picture that I found pretty, what I found on the historical ones were that there is the main clasp that goes on the belt, and sometimes all the chains come from that one, but sometimes there is some intermediate brooches or medallions, which would be great here because I don't have that much chain. Okay, let's puzzle something together. Look, I also found a compass, and it works. For the main brooch, we have this, which might be a bit too fancy. This one, which has a bunch of holes, so it could be useful to attach a bunch of things on it. I also have this brooch from the most fancy elven king, you know. But there's nothing to attach beside the brooch thing. I have those, which are kind of behind the earring thing to attach a bunch of stuff on it. You would just put them like this and hang some things there. So what if I use those as a base to attach the chains? Maybe like this, and we just add something fancy on top of it. Take out the full plier collection. Simply need to destroy a bunch of jewelry to make this. Honestly, besides like earrings, I never wear jewelry on an everyday basis. Oh, and almost all the examples that I saw of a chatelaine had some kind of scissors. You always need scissors. So I have those, but I need to make some kind of holder, otherwise I might stab myself. Which is not ideal. I have this cool broken bracelet. Maybe I can destroy it more and use those little squares. Probably a real diamond. I'm keeping that. Definitely real. So this is kind of the configuration I want to go with. Nothing is attached together, but I can combine them somehow. I want to make some kind of holder for the scissors. I think these little leaves will tie the whole design together. But even though this is a brooch, so I can attach it from somewhere, I think I need some kind of clasp to just help put it under the belt or the skirt I'll be wearing. And for that, I think I want to try something with this old spoon. Very Amélie Poulain. To attach all those elements together, I thought about soldering them, and that completely failed, and I forgot to film, of course. But I think they are not the right metals to use for soldering. Anyways, to attach everything together, I'm using some wire wrapping. I saw that technique used on many jewelry pieces, so I'm sure this will be fine. No! That is not good quality. At least it's symmetrical. So now let's use this little cone to protect the tip of the scissors. They don't risk poking out. Slightly flatten them. I really like this one because they are kind of Art Nouveau. This should make a fine envelope. The thing with those filigree things is that they are really easy to manipulate, but they are very fragile. But also they are very cheap, and I have plenty in case I messed up. Okay, so I've put a little leaf here and it's moving around. So when I put the scissors up inside, I just want to have a chain on the back that goes through the scissors and the leaf, so I make sure that the scissors doesn't fall out. Just look like this on the back and the front. Now to finish my spoon hook thing, I just want to add the leaf here and get rid of most of that so it just hooks up to the big brooch. Filing those sharp edges because I don't want to damage my costumes, of course. And we can start actually assembling the whole thing together. And that means connecting everything with chains. It is pretty relaxing to do because it's very quiet, it doesn't require fancy tools, just simple pliers. And it's also going pretty fast. It's kind of assembling a very shiny, pretty metal puzzle. You can adjust the length of the chains. When adding each piece one by one, you can decide where it feels right. I want this thing to look balanced when it's vertical as well, so I might just keep building it while it's hanging. Because all these different objects don't weight the same. Some of them already have a little ring to attach them, others require some drilling. And of course I'm making sure that each of them has their own clasps, so I can detach them to use them. On this little medallion here, since it opens like this, I have an idea for it. I'm just gonna take a piece of beeswax. That's more than enough. And we're gonna push it inside the medallion. Et voila! Now I can use that to wax my threads. And also... The last step is giving back its life to this little notepad. Of course, this chatelaine needs something to write important messages. I'm just doing a simplified version of bookbinding with those few pages. Enough to hold it together. There's not a lot of pages, but I can do that again very easily. It's just a matter of making it the right size. Morning! So with the historical part done, I think I want to tackle something a little bit more fantasy now. This is all pretty and shiny. It does make some noise, but I can announce my arrival. But what if I was going to another kind of event where the vibe is much more medieval fantasy? So in case you don't know, I'm supposed to go to this event in the United States, and it is a Lord of the Rings Hobbit LARP. And I'm gonna be playing the Merry Mender, which is some sort of tailor who's gonna repair other people's costumes and, I don't know, maybe judge them in a very Edna Mode way.
Yes, I know, darling. I know.
I don't know exactly, but this chatelaine is giving me the idea that I need to make some sort of sewing kit that is more resistant, maybe makes less noise, and is fitting for an event that is more medieval fantasy. And I have a lot of ideas. I want to be able to have all my sewing stuff on me. So, scissors, thimble, thread, needles, measuring tape, seam ripper, and maybe one or two little pouches or pockets. And I've made a plan. Now you don't see anything there. Wait. I want to make some sort of little leaf pouch and all the things can hang from it. So all the holders can be shaped like leaves or acorns. Maybe I can try different shapes of pouches. I'm sure this is going to be useful and cute. Let's do some patterning. This is what I have so far. Scissors, measuring tape, sewing needle, thread, symbol, pincushion, and a big pouch. I don't know exactly how it is going to attach to a belt. Maybe the belt goes through straps behind, or maybe it loops around the belt. I don't know yet, but that's okay. Materials. I have this linen, which looks very, very nice, but also it kind of is a bit too blue. I don't know, it depends on the light. I have these two fabrics, which are the perfect colors, but they are very, very thin, but I'm gonna have to layer stiffening fabric anyways. And I do have a few scraps of brown leather. These were pants at some point. I'll see what I can do with it. These fabric are not incredible, so I did some testing with my embroidery machine since I don't have any more green fabric that is prettier. I think these can look very nice, and also it will secure the stiffening layer. That makes the material more stiff, so it's perfect for this bag. With these two as my main fabrics, I'm gonna decide what decoration I should put on it. Combining this light brown, which looks kind of gold, with the two fabrics together, I think we can make everything match very well together. Once again, we use Edwall bedsheet as interfacing. Okay, the idea for the little acorn top is to use this stitch. It's one of the decorative stitches on the machine, and I'm just covering the whole area. Hopefully it would look like some kind of acorn thing. This is gonna take a while. This looks nice. I tried to combine with something else, but it looks kind of ridiculous. I'm gonna change that. Okay, not perfect. I'm gonna add a little bit more cross here and there so it fills up the full shape. I forgot to mention, but I did the main body of the acorn in felt, so it's easy to put my pins through. I'm gonna finish sewing this by hand, but in the meantime I think I should start on embroidering, and let's do the big one. My plan was to have the dark green to be fully embroidered, but the frame is not big enough for the pattern piece. I'm gonna separate this piece here from the center. This test that I did here, I think it would look great all around it. It's kind of the right size. We can modify this slightly. Voila, no more pleats, just a long tapered piece that is going to be perfect for this decoration. Now I have the embroidery here, but I'm trying to make it longer, so I need to match this so it's in the right place. It's not so bad. These hopefully are gonna be the two big handles, and I'm gonna add a little bit more here and here, maybe a piece of that. The machine is working, it is getting pretty loud, but I have to stay here in case there is a thread that snaps. So let's work on another part for now, which will be the big leaf. And with these fabrics being very thin and flimsy, they have a tendency to move around, but I have a secret. This is fabric glue fibers, basically a sort of spider web made of fusible glue. You can kind of turn any fabric into fusible interfacing. And it's so thin and light, then if it's the right color, you can use it to fuse very light or transparent fabrics like tulle or lace. If you use one that is the same color as your fabric, it's gonna be invisible. Here I use black, so you can see the texture a little bit, which could be a problem for some projects, but here I'm making a leaf, so I think it's perfect. And now the two fabrics are stuck together. This is all good, I think. Since it stops here, I think I'm gonna add a tiny little leaf here and swoop. Covers the whole piece. This is finished for the dark green pieces, and now I can start on the leaves after a little nap. We trace the leaf here. This time I'm doing the lines free-handed with a very tight zigzag stitch, but using the same embroidery thread. I'm just changing the width of the zigzag by hand, so it looks smaller and smaller towards the end. Okay, not to brag too much, but I think my lines are very, very good. Maybe that's why they were pretty messed up on my last project, because I didn't use the embroidery thread, but that's pretty good. Next, I want to reinforce all the edges of this bag with some bias corded tape. And that means just cutting some strips of fabric in the bias, as you can see, 45 degrees, and adding a little piece of cord inside. Now we have the big leaf, the front pocket, and I want the back buckles to be like this. So we need 2 strips of, so 6, 8. I really love doing bags because you don't have any constraints to have fitting to a body. They can be any shape you want, any color, they can look like anything. And when you start adding hardware, like these buckles for example, it suddenly turns really fast into something that you could find in a store. I don't know, I really have a thing for making silly bags. Now I need to add my cord all around this, and for that you do it in 2 steps before adding the other layer on this. You just attach the cord first, and then the layer. Ta-da! I messed up! The cord should be attached on the other side. I need to rip it off. Now let's sew this line again, very close to my first line of stitching, even a little bit on the inside so it doesn't show. Before I close up this, I'm gonna make the rest of the bag, but also you see that the front, I need to do the attachments before it is all closed up. And for that I have this little magnetic thing. Little teeth, put them up. Voila! Obviously I lost some of the points with the piping, and also my inwards angles are not perfect, but we learn. Anyways, on the inside I'm gonna add a tiny pocket. Let's cut the excess. Front of the bag, let's make some piping around it. Let's add the bottom piece, starting by lining up the center front. I think this is starting to look very cute, but also very fancy, you know? Yes, a hobbit, leaves and nature, but also they like their little luxuries, their little fanciness, still inspired by the organic shapes of nature. It seems appropriate, and especially for a tailor, of course. You have to present well to your fellow hobbits. So this is in place, and I can close this. Yes, this part. Okay. 저기 Eiffel Tower shines from anywhere out in the world. When I'm not with you, all these shiny seas don't mean a thing. Ah, j'ai oublié le devant. Oh, I forgot to add the other side of the clasp before closing the lining, but that's okay. I just need to reopen my lining a tiny bit to add this part. And since I saw it once, I already have the stitch line visible, which will make closing it by hand really fast. You can tell when I talk less to the camera that I'm getting close to the end of a project. Starting to get a lot more focused on my deadlines, and constantly thinking about how I look like on the internet is just taking too much energy for me. You may have not noticed, but I'm getting more confident in showing my raw, tired, no makeup face on camera. And it may sound silly and superficial, but it's pretty hard. Right now I've been editing this video for the last 10 hours, looking at my face, listening to my voice. Sometimes I just can't stand it. You don't know how many times I will look at my computer and yell, "Mais tais-toi," which means just shut up. But enough about my insecurities for today, let's go back to this project. I'm assembling all the little accessories that will be attached to the main big pouch. So here we have a spool holder, which is just a chain that goes through at least 2 spools. One side has a little clasp to attach to the pouch, and the other side has a little bar that you can put through the spools, and when it's out, it cannot go back until you fold it out yourself. So the spools are secured, but I'm still adding a little leaf on top of that because it's cute. And I really love my little leaves here. Next is the main body of the measuring tape holder. One side has some embroidery, which is actually leftovers from my first test, if you remember. And I want to add extra leaves, so I'm doing, like before, a combination of the 2 fabrics, so it's stiff and it's not moving around when I use the sewing machine. I'm really getting the hang of embroidering with the zigzag stitch. It is very relaxing to do, and also it's giving me a lot of ideas, but I need to focus on finishing this project. Those fabric leaves don't need to have both sides decorated, because they are going to make the outside of the tiny pouch for my thimble. they are turned inside out and I can finish the little opening by hand. And once they are ironed flat, I think they look very, very neat. So I made 4 of them. I'm assembling the measuring tape by hand, making sure that it fits the actual measuring tape. All 4 of the mini accessories get their own little clasp. And I think that's gonna come handy because I could attach them to anything really. If I'm working on a project and I just need some pins, I can take the acorn and hang it in my belt. Or like my earring. No, probably not. That would be dangerous and impractical. But kind of funny? We'll see. The last object I wanted to make a holder for was the scissors. I need my scissors, of course. And this fabric looked very nice with the embroidery, but I'm thinking that I need to make something more secure for the scissors. So either I do my embroidery thing but make it super stiff or use it as a cover on something, but I need to protect this because I don't want to stab anyone. I do have a few pieces of brown leather available. It should protect it very nice, but I don't know if I can make it as fancy as the bag. In my box of leather scraps, I found a scrap of green. It's not big, it's a bit damaged, but maybe I can make it work. This scrap is more than enough. I don't need to add seam allowance or make several layers. It's just gonna be a little holster, a sheath, a sheath. I don't know if it's how you pronounce it. Let's go with sheath. It closes with a little stud. To make your leather themes more neat, I recommend using some neoprene before you can sew everything together. Having a clear plan beforehand is also recommended. But I never really know where my projects are gonna go. Does it still fit? It does. So we can remove the excess leather. These leather scraps are already finished, which means they are not as easy to manipulate. Here I tried to buffer the edges with some beeswax and a wooden tool. It didn't work super well. So let's stitch these edges together because the glue is not enough. This needs to be a very secure and sturdy sheath. So I'm just pre-punching the holes with an awl and using a strong thread that I'm heavily waxing. This will make the stitching much more secure and the thread less likely to break. The back of the sheath will get a buckle, a simple folded piece of leather and 2 rivets. I have a last piece of my test embroidery on this green fabric, so I'm making a belt loop out of it. That way it matches the rest of the accessories, even though the sheath is in leather. And also it's at that moment that I realized that I had some green dye for leather. I literally have 3 colors and I forgot that green was one of those. It's a bit more bright than the other green, but I like it anyways. And here is the result. I am extremely happy with the result and I finished it just in time for an event in the Netherlands. So I can see now where I have a few things to adjust. But I really like it, it's very, very cute. And before I show you the event, if you are interested in this pattern, it will be linked down below in the description. I have a lot of requests of people who want to recreate my projects. So I do my best to digitize them and make them available for as many people as I can. Because it's just so nice to make things with your hands, especially when they are so whimsy and cute like this. This event is called Elfia. And I have to say, this was the best convention I went to so far. The location was amazing. I mean, a castle with gigantic gardens, so many places, so many decor, but also there was a lot of decor for the convention. The level of care that was put in place so everybody could have a very nice experience was just amazing. I also was a judge for the costume contest, which was very fun and very cool to see everyone's progress from up close. They had a freaking circus tent as a stage. There were concerts all the time, animations everywhere, mermaids in the pond. I had never seen an ambiance like that. It's like the best part of a convention, mixed with LARP and circus, people doing their own thing and having fun. Honestly, highly recommend Elfia. Oh no, I got the plague! Plenty of different decors for people to take pictures. Yes, dinosaurs. I mean, just look at this guy. Doesn't he look just perfect there? That's amazing. Incredible. Ah. Thanks again to June's Journey for sponsoring this video. Check the game out with the link in the description. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.